I have a very special message for someone who has been being oppressed. As soon as I heard the message, I got tears of joy. I'm not lying. Holy crap. I'm sitting here trying to do this video, but I couldn't do it. It's like, it just felt so off. And I was like, okay, God, whatever you want me to do, because obviously I'm literally crying tears of joy right now for this person. I may not even know this person, but look, the oppressor is winning, yes, but not for long. Very soon. Very, very soon. Look, I'm pointing over here because I just had like this vision, okay? On this side, right here, this side, the oppressor army. It's like a battlefield right in front of me. Because I can go into the spiritual realm. And I just slowed down and bam, war and battle. So the oppressor, I think in some type of tannish brown armor or something, and I don't know. The world, the world, and then the other team was in red, as in blood, meaning Jesus. The world against Jesus? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Dang it. You've been through a battle. I think all of us have been through a battle at some point in time. But you specifically have been through the same battle multiple times, over and over. Maybe not necessarily even that. Maybe it's just been a battle, and you look and see other people getting out of their stuff, and you're like, what the heck, man? Yo, shooting flares off and stuff, right? It's like, I need backup. It's like a helicopter dropping down care packages in the war, you see? Or an airstrike or more backup. So basically, you're on this radio. You radio in your latitude and longitude. I think that's how it works. And or you set off you mark your area on this radio or set off a flare. Okay, either way, I don't know which way it works. It's more efficient in nowadays military. But the helicopter comes over, but it goes past you. You can't see. You can't see where it's going. It just goes past you. You're like, bro, what the heck? You shoot another flare. The helicopter comes back. You're like, finally. But it passes you again back that way. You can't see where it's going, but it passes you back that way. And it's like, bro, what the heck? You shoot another flare. The flare doesn't even come by you this time. Then now you're just sitting there. And now you're like, well, fine. I'm just going to take my own route. You grab your gun. You load it up and you go. And you start taking down the enemies. Boom. You're gone. And you start mowing them down. He's like, yeah, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep doing it my own way. Taking out the enemy. You keep doing it. It's working well for you. Then out of nowhere, bang, flashbang goes off. You're stumbling. You hit the ground and your vision is blurred because of the sudden burst of light and noise. It throws off your hearing and sight. And you look up and your eyes, you can't see anything clearly but a bunch of feet and legs and the oppressor's military gear. And next thing you know, you're being dragged away to some base camp. So now you're in this camp. And you've tried escaping in the past. Don't think about this as a literal camp. Think about as the enemy dropping you off in this camp, but the enemy's dropping you off in this stronghold. Okay? The oppressor in this, the enemy in war is the spiritual enemy, Satan. You went off and fought him on your own because you thought God wasn't hearing you. You thought. So you go in and bam, out of nowhere, he throws something at you that takes you off your feet entirely. Something that throws your game off all the way. And he uses that and drops you off in this camp. The stronghold. Or maybe he slowly gets you slowly. A convoy comes up behind you and automatically just swarms you. Bang. Kidnaps you and puts you in this stronghold. You've tried escaping multiple times in the past, but somehow, some way, you always end up back in it. How is this? Now you're sitting here wondering, still waiting on your commander. You're starting to wonder, you're like, bro, am I supposed to be in this forever? Is this like a thing for me to always want to climb up to the top, but always be kicked back down? For a while, you start to seem as though the commander's the one kicking you back down. You say, I've been climbing. You tell me to climb. And as I get to the very top, I get kicked or dragged back down to the bottom again. And every time I hit the ground, it's harder because I still have bruises on me from the first and the second and the third time I hit the ground. But you say to climb again, Commander. But I climb again and again the fifth time. You kick me back down to the ground. I'm really starting to wonder if I should get back up again. I understand you entirely, my friend. That military soldier who's in this base camp, who just can't seem to break free, who can't seem to, find an escape as he tried mults over and over and over and over again. Maybe, just maybe you thought if I could get past this, then I could repair my relationship with God. That's interesting, isn't it? That statement, that one statement right there, if I can do this, maybe that's why you're there in the first place. There's a lesson here. This whole time, the commander was setting up a plan. You just have to back away to let him go through it. The oppressor, the war thing about the brown armor and the red armor. The red armor is just about pushed outside of the door, on the edge of the cliff. But something happens. I think I'm preaching two different things here. I don't know. But this war thing, the commander is just waiting. The brown army, the brown suited armor, is pushing the red suited armor almost off the cliff. But then a spark of hope happens. I don't know why hope, but a spark of hope happens, causing the red armor to transform into this unstoppable force, melting, walking through. No more armor. They dropped their sword. They're on a cliff. They say, you know what? This ain't working. We're just going to drop our armor and walk through. They say, fight's not working no more. We can't fight you. We just going to walk through you. There's a spark of hope causes the red armor to become a flame. They just say, you know what? Screw it. We're just going to drop our weapons and our swords and our weapons and our shields, and we just go walk through you. Seriously, sit down and picture this. They say fighting's not working. They're on the cliff, so they just stop fighting altogether and walk. They just walk. You want to talk about the raw power of God? Try standing on the ledge, about to die. And the only thing that's been keeping you alive this whole time is that sword and shield. And you just decide to drop it right as you're looking down at your death. You just decide to drop it and walk through the enemies. And guess what? They all fall. The walls of Jericho. These guys had a band walk around this camp with walls thick enough to hold houses on top of. These are just defense walls. But these walls are so heavy, houses were on the defense walls. People were living in these things, or living on the defense wall. If I'm correct, I can't be wrong. Somebody check me on this, but if I'm correct, this band walked around this camp 7 times a day for 7 days. Playing music, just walking. They shouted hallelujah and the wall came down. My message here is just walk. Stop fighting. Stop worrying about what if this, what happens if this. But when I do this, just walk. The commander's got you. He's got you. You can't see it. He's got you. Just walk. Just walk. Jesus told Peter to walk on the water. He said, come. Just come on. Just walk. Peter just walked and just walked on water. Just walk. Whatever it is, I don't know what it is. 2 Timothy 1:7, God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind. If you are a child of God, if you have accepted him into your heart, then walk. Simple as that. If you are a child of God, walk. How can I say it so plainly? Because I just saw it in the spiritual realm. Of course, not everybody will believe me, but ask the commander. Is this messenger correct, Father? Is this some kid who just makes random videos? Is he right? Try walking and see. I'm just the messenger. I have no power of my own. I get it from the commander. I think this message was for me too. But to that one who's always worried about their next step, take it and see what happens. The Father's got you. Just walk. You're on that ledge. You keep fighting, you're going to fall. Drop your weapons and walk. Just walk. When this sparks, it'll go off. Like when it sparks, it's gonna cause some damage to the enemy. The enemy he's gonna suffer bad. It's gonna take him a long time to come back from this one, but he will come back. So we got to be ready. After everything dies down, it's a time of rejoice, but it's also the time of preparation. Right now, it's almost time for war, people. Spiritual war, not physical, spiritual war. That's the theme. All this time was preparation time. All this time you were being oppressed by the enemy. You were learning. You learning a thing or two from him. You know what it does. You know the signs. You know what happens when it's close by, when it's knocking on your back door. You know. So you'll be ready. Just walk.